So we'd spent maybe 40 minutes chugging out across the bar and out into the waves and whatnot. And we found a spot to anchor. And so we dropped the anchor. And it was a really good spot, known lots of fish around, all that type of stuff. And on this particular day was my mum, my dad, and myself. Now that was an interesting dynamic because my parents parted company when I was about 6 years old. So we're still pretty good friends for quite a long time and used to hang out and do all sorts of things anyway. So it's a fateful day. We are quietly sitting there. I'm on one side of the boat, mum's on the other, dad's just doing bait and whatever he's doing, I don't know. And basically, what happened was we both felt the very familiar tug of the line, both mum and I. And I was like, oh, this is exciting. So I start reeling in the line. I'm like, this is pretty cool. It feels like a big fish. Oh my God, this is exciting. Bear in mind, I'm only a child at this point. And I'm like, this is amazing. Mum also, this is amazing. Oh my God, this is crazy. And so we pull the lines up and whatnot. And then all of a sudden, like, oh, this feels like it's stuck on something. This is, wow, must be something huge under here. This is massive. I think I've caught like Jaws or Moby Dick or something. I don't know what's going on here. So I'm like heaving away at this line, and on the other side of the boat is my mum. She's also heaving away at this line, and we're like yelling, "Oh my God, this is crazy! It must have the biggest fish ever, like a dolphin or I don't know, a shark or something like that. This is mental. What was going on?" In the meantime, my dad could see everything that was going on and was absolutely wetting himself, just letting it play out because it was completely harmless anyway. The fish had escaped long ago, if indeed there ever was one for that matter. And so here we were with the lines tangled underneath the boat and us like trying to like pull them up on each side, only to find, of course, that eventually we realized, hang on a minute, if I pull it this way, it's, and if she pulls it that way, it's, oh, crikey. Anyways, so we laughed, had a great time, eventually figured out how to untangle the lines, and we all had a great laugh about it. But the lesson in all this for anyone that is watching at the stage is something that we can all take. Now, if you're an online marketer such as myself, you sell high ticket products or any products for that matter, the lesson is sometimes that when you're trying real hard to make something happen, like especially when it comes to high ticket sales in particular, and especially if you're relatively new to your journey and you're like trying to just, oh, any moment now I know it's going to work, and you're like, you're pulling the line as hard as you can, and what's happening is a lot of the time that energy that you're putting into like tugging on that line as hard as you possibly can is actually creating kind of like a repellent, and what you're really doing is just getting tangled up. So what I'd encourage you to do is sometimes just take a step back emotionally, think about what you're doing, where you are in your journey, have a look at exactly what's happening around you in terms of the folks and your leads and the prospects, the way that you're communicating with them. And sometimes all you need to do is just let go a little bit. Just let go of the line a little bit. And what you'll find is when you do and you throw caution to the wind, you're not super worried about catching the big fish all the time, you become attractive. People want to work with you, and so they will search you out. Seek and search. I was going to go for a mixture of those two words then, but they will seek you out. You get these cold DMs, Jamie, I'm ready to go. Right? I'm ready for your coaching now. Can we get this started now? I've been following your stuff for a little while. I have a very similar story to yourself. I believe you can help me. How do we get started? I've heard so much about your program. How can we kick the things off, right? And so this is not uncommon because kind of let go of the line of just relaxing, putting heaps of bait in there, the good bait, just putting these things out there and hopefully helping a few people out along the way. So may not resonate for everyone, but those that it does resonate for, appreciate you tuning in. Feel free to hit the comments, let me know your thoughts, and look forward to catching up in the next one. Cheers.